What's up, everybody? I'm Tammy. You are here on Tammy Talks. So, I've been talking about this for a while on my community page, asking y'all how would y'all feel if I talked about some like pop culture, entertainment news topics. So, y'all seemed receptive in the comments. So, here we are with a new segment on my channel called The Weekend. So, every Friday, I'm going to be posting a video where I talk about 3 to 4 different topics. Unless it's like a super busy week. But 3 to 4 different topics. We're going to have it all in one video. I will have chapters on the bottom of the video so you can skip and go straight to whatever topic you want to hear most about. So this week we're going to talk Porsha versus Tamron Hall, Tyler Perry versus Byron Allen, who will get to purchase the majority ownership in BET, and then also comedian Monique and how she is now closing up her once open marriage. So stay tuned. If you have not already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, and hop in the comment section so we can talk about these different topics, y'all. Let's get started. All right, y'all, let's start out with the first story, which is Porsha Williams versus Tamron Hall. All right, so this is like the most annoying thing because the discrediting of Tamron Hall that we watched by Porsha Williams, who didn't even know that the Underground Railroad wasn't a real train. Porsha Williams, who let's do it, y'all. All right. So it starts off with Angela Yee, who went on Tamron Hall, talked about her experience on The Breakfast Club. So Angela Yee made some statements. They got misconstrued. Angela Yee then got on, I think she got on Twitter and did like not a retraction, but more of a clarification type of situation and clarified it up. Now, Porsha is on was on The Breakfast Club the past couple of days, and she is one of their new guest hosts. So in Yee's departure, The Breakfast Club has been having different celebrity guest co-hosts, right? It's been working so far. Porsha would actually be a great addition to The Breakfast Club just because I feel like she would break up. She would be the comic relief, okay? Let's just put it like it is. Porsha's funny. Porsha is witty in like a dum-dum ditty type of way. But overall, she's entertaining. She has personality. She's used to being a radio host or a podcast host, whatever you want to call it, because she was working on Dish Nation. So, Porsha stated about Angela Yee in regards to being on Tamron Hall that Yee let down The Breakfast Club. If she had probably had a chance, instead of talking to Tamron, she would have been able to expound on that. But when you have someone like Tamron talking to you and she's giving you accolades and she's raising you up to do nothing but set you up to say something that's going to be catchy and she can look like a journalist, then that's when you find Angela in this place trending of the wrong thing. So at this point, Charlemagne decides to jump in and said that he believes that Tamron Hall and her production team is going in the direction of being messy daytime television. What? Coming on the heels of like a Wendy Williams, right? So Porsha went on to explain that when she went on the show, she did not feel supported because Porsha was on Tamron Hall before too, when she had her book, and she said she did not feel supported and welcomed by Tamron when she was on her show. Here's the deal. So Tamron Hall has been, I guess you could say, trending. She's been talked about a lot recently because of these interviews, right? First it was the Larsa Pippen one, which I actually watched. I didn't watch Yee's interview. I didn't even know she was on there. But I did watch the Larsa Pippen one. And Larsa Pippen, for starters, Tamron should have never had Larsa Pippen on that show. Larsa Pippen had absolutely no place being on Tamron Hall's show. Because contrary to what Porsha wants to say, Tamron Hall has I believe it's either a journalism or a communications degree from Temple University. Tamron Hall is a legitimate, real journalist. She's not like Envy and Charlemagne as host. She's not messy radio show host. She's not a podcaster looking for a viral moment. She's not looking for a soundbite, a hot take. That's not what Tamron Hall is doing. She's a legitimate journalist. It really comes down to, if you can't take a proper line of questioning, don't carry your ass over to her show. So Larsa Pippen was on the show. And we all know that Larsa Pippen is dating Michael Jordan's son, Marcus Jordan. So Tamron was asking her, how did y'all meet? Why are you dating him knowing that Scottie and Michael, didn't get along? What do the Jordans feel about you? How did y'all meet again? Those were the line of questions that Larsa was getting. Porsha, on the other hand, was getting asked, how were you dating Simon when he is still currently married to your castmate? Porsha responded, then I believe Tamron asked, when is the wedding? And Porsha was like, well, we're still courting. You don't date your husband? And Tamron said, no, I married him. Two things can be true, right? You absolutely should still be dating your spouse, right? That is what keeps a marriage going, keeps the relationship fresh and going. But at the same time, what Tamron said makes complete and utter sense. No, we're not just dating. He's not courting me. We're going to get married. We're going to set a date. So what gets me is the fact that Porsha is saying that Tamron is trying to be a real journalist. She's not trying, sweetheart. You just weren't prepared to be asked the hard-hitting questions that called out the hypocrisy and the bullshit that you were doing by dating Simon but smiling up in Fallon's face. That's what that was. That's exactly what that was. And then the audacity of Charlemagne, the audacity, the nerve, the gall, the temerity of Charlemagne to say that Tamron is trying to be like a Wendy Williams. Boy, bye. You studied under Wendy Williams. This from the same man that has built his career off of being a troll, off of doing hot takes, off of hiding behind the guise of, I'm just a radio guy. Like, Tamron Hall is not being messy. Imagine if Porsha would have carried her ass on down to Barbara Walters or Diane Sawyer. She would not have been able to take it. It is baffling to me. It is it is crazy the way that Tamron Hall is catching hell from reality stars. Reality stars. Y'all are mad at Tamron Hall holding this reality stars to a level that when they go on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, it's all fun and games, and we're playing games, and we're putting graphics on the screen, and we're doing everything but getting down to the root of these actual questions. Porsha, girl, bye. So then Lonnie Love, who is former comedian, former talk show host on The Real, tweeted, from my book tours, I was interviewed by Gayle King and Tamron Hall. Both read my books because they had the books marked with notes. I was effing shocked and honored they took time to read it, but it helps to make a great interview. They are journalists. So Porsha clearly felt the way. I don't know if Porsha and Lonnie are cool or friends or just industry, whatever. But Porsha retweeted it and just said, so touching. Lonnie followed it up by, this is not about you, P, and I hope you know that. This is about the fact that there is a difference in journalists versus non-journalists. I'm an interviewer, but not a journalist, and I learned a lot by watching these women. Don't backpedal, Lonnie. That was absolutely in response to what Porsha said, but there's a lot of truth in what Lonnie said. There's the difference between you going on The Real, where they're going to ask you, so do you sleep in pajamas pajama pants, or do you sleep in a gown, as opposed to Tamron Hall being like, fuck all the bullshit. Why are you dating this man 16 years your junior? That's the difference. What Lonnie said is true. She's an interviewer. Tamron Hall is a journalist. Gayle King is a journalist. Oprah Winfrey is a journalist. Barbara Walters is a journalist. Diane Sawyer is a journalist. Andy Cohen is an interviewer. Charlamagne the God is an interviewer. Angie Martinez, an interviewer. There's a difference. And I feel like this is what happens when you are a reality star and you're used to having people pander to you because they're fans and we love you on the show, and then you go and put yourself into a position and in a space where you are being held with your feet to the fire and you can't deal with it. Porsha, you yourself are an interviewer reality star. Don't do that. Don't do that. The fact that they are saying Tamron is trying to be a journalist. Porsha, do you even know what a journalist is? Then the very next day, 24 hours later, Porsha is reporting on Monique, which we're going to talk about later, reporting on comedian Monique, and she can't say the word reciprocity. I'm certain Charlamagne couldn't. He made a joke and said it was reposado. Envy was consistently saying the wrong word, reciprocity. Y'all didn't listen to Lauryn Hill? Lauryn Hill told us how to say it while explaining what it meant all in the song. Porsha, bye. Let me know what you guys thought about this whole Porsha Williams versus Tamron Hall situation. Do you guys think that Tamron Hall is being messy, or do you think that Tamron Hall is being the true journalist that she is? And if you can't take it, don't carry your ass on her show. Let me know down below. Next up, we have Tyler Perry. So Tyler Perry wants to buy out Paramount's stake in BET, which will cause him to be the majority owner, and will now switch BET back to being black owned. Black entertainment television should be black owned. So, as we know so far, Tyler Perry owns a majority stake in the operation, which is run by CEO Scott Mills, which also includes BET and VH1, and also produces a large amount of the programming available on BET and BET Plus, which he helped launch in 2019. So, we love Tyler Perry, right? We love Tyler Perry. We love Tyler Perry for what Tyler Perry has done for Black Hollywood. Tyler Perry has employed people that would not otherwise be employed. Tyler Perry has resurrected some of our favorite Black actors and actresses' career. He's given people a chance. We hear Taraji talk all the time about how no one paid her worth aside from Tyler Perry. He was the first person that when her team sent over what they wanted her to make, he said, fine. I think he was the first to give her a 6-figure deal, if I'm not mistaken. We love Tyler Perry for what he has done. Tyler Perry has given us great movies. The Why Did I Get Married? I say part 1 and 2. Some people just say part 1. But we got Why Did I Get Married? The Family That Prays. Good Deeds. We have also been introduced to Madea. Family Reunion. Diary of a Mad Black Man. We have had some really good Tyler Perry movies, but we delve into Tyler Perry's TV shows and they're not as good. They're not as solid. Sisters is abysmal right now. Sisters is so far off the rails that it's like, And my fear is that if Tyler Perry gets control, this majority ownership of BET, that's what it's going to turn into. So I don't know if y'all know or not, but I believe Tyler Perry is the creative director or he's like the director of programming currently for BET, which is why the only scripted shows that you see on BET right now are his. The Oval, Sisters, Assisted Living, and House of Pain. There are only four scripted shows on BET right now. They are all Tyler Perry's. If I turn on the TV right now, there is a 50% chance that a Tyler Perry movie or show is going to be on right now. And my fear is that Tyler Perry is going to get control of this and it's going to turn into Tyler Perry Entertainment Television. That's my fear. I feel like BET should be a safe haven where you can turn to and see cooking shows, black cooking shows. You should be able to see HBCU football games Battle of the Bands on Saturdays and different things like that. There should be more black programming on there that isn't just under the Tyler Perry umbrella. Case in point, BET Plus had Bigger and also had First Wives Club. Two shows that are extremely, extremely good that are on the streaming site when they should be on BET. I'm pointing to my TV, y'all can see. But that should actually be on the channel BET. So while it would be dope, it would be amazing, great for Tyler Perry, great for his studio, like the studio. Tyler Perry he is that dude. You know what I mean? We love him. We appreciate everything that he has done for black Hollywood, for black studios, for black TV. No, not for black TV. I'm going to say for black studios in general, because I believe a lot of movies are filmed on his studio, on his lot. But I really fear that will happen. So then shortly after this Tyler Perry news came out, we got news that Byron Allen is also pursuing the network. So Variety confirmed that even though Tyler Perry is in talks to acquire the network, so is Byron Allen from the Allen Media Group. Now, Byron Allen owns the Weather Channel. So on this past Monday, a spokesperson for Allen said that he is in talks to also purchase the network. So, as I stated, Tyler Perry and BET. Okay. So Tyler Perry and BET, they have a long history. The network helped first fund his first feature, which is the 2005 Diary of a Mad Black Woman. So in 2017, Tyler Perry endeavored on a long-term film deal with Paramount. So that partnership has been lucrative and a successful endeavor for Perry and for Paramount, and now he just wants to buy them out of that stake. Okay. So I'm more excited for the Byron Allen portion of the story. So Byron Allen's spokesperson said that, yep, we're interested in joining. So in 2022, Byron Allen acquired the Black News Channel for $11 million, which joins the Weather Channel along with the other digital outlets such as Local Now, HBCU Go, and The Griot. So the Allen Media Group has also invested over $1 billion in the last 3 years to acquire 27 ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox affiliates. I just feel like Byron Allen would do better by BET to make it more diverse within the black community. I feel like if Tyler Perry gets it, it is going to become the Tyler Perry Entertainment Network. I do. Either way, it's a win for black people to get the show back being black owned. So it's definitely a win either way it goes. But I just feel like it's a little bit more of a win if Tyler Perry were to get it. Let me know if Byron Allen were to get it. Let me know what you guys think about that. So We know that we want it to become black owned again. Do you guys think that Tyler Perry would do a better job? Do you think he's earned it more so than Byron Allen, since Tyler Perry has been working with BT and has been putting programming on there? Or are you excited to see what Byron Allen would do, knowing that he's worked with all these other different channels and he's not going to have so much at stake in it to try to put just his own programming and shows onto the channel, which opens it up to getting, more involvement and maybe reaching out and helping other black creators, filmmakers, artists, whatever, to get more programming onto BET. Hop in the comment section. Let's talk about this, y'all. Next up, comedian Monique and her husband Sydney are no longer in an open marriage. Monique says she is grown out of it. So, remember back when it first came out, I feel like word of this first came out in 2016, where Monique and Sydney started to get a lot of questions and stuff about it. It even led to them having a podcast called Monique and Sydney's Open Relationship. So Monique felt that a lot of people thought that when you have an open marriage, that it's just orgies and, a lot of philandering and all that type of stuff. In her eyes, that's not really what it is. So Monique felt that the open marriage, let me pull up this article. So Monique felt that the open marriage at the time thought that people said they were going to be swinging in orgies, and then there were individuals who are very vehement about God, and they were bringing God into their opinions. So that's when Monique and her husband started that podcast, Monique and Sydney's Open Relationship. She said that a lot of it was her. She met this gentleman. She wanted to keep seeing him. So that's where the idea, which came from her, to have the open marriage stemmed. Sydney said it's going to be some reciprocity up in here. If you can do it, so can I. So they both agreed that that's where they were going to go. Sydney is even quoted as saying that because he loves Monique so much, this is not going to change the dynamic of their relationship. So now we're looking at 7 years later. Monique did a takesy backsy, word to Harlem, but Monique she's coming back around the corner, and she said that she is now grew out of the arrangement. So she told the Hollywood Reporter in a recent interview that life began to happen. I began to see a strength I had never seen before. He loved me at my worst. I don't want to sacrifice that just for a lay, so I grew out of it. She said that it's a new chapter, but not because of Hollywood. It's a new chapter because my babies are graduating high school. It's a new chapter because my grandson will be going to kindergarten and my granddaughter to the 5th grade. These things for me are the priority. I feel like we didn't need to know this, just like we didn't need to know that y'all were in an open marriage. And again, my thoughts, opinions, and theories. I don't know. I feel like it might have gotten to a point where somebody got a little too into the third party in the open marriage. We hear about that all the time, where a couple will agree to have an open marriage. Somebody steps out, they have the third party, and they start to lean more towards that third party. It's not necessarily just about the sex anymore. It now becomes they're leaning on that third party for more emotional support. They're going to that third party before they're going to their actual spouse. This, I feel like, is really just trying to get some attention towards her Netflix special, and that's why she felt the need to tell us this. Because why else are you telling us this? Nobody asked you. Not one person. I'm willing to bet money that not one person asked Monique, y'all still in the open marriage? Because we don't care. So we know that Monique finally got this Netflix special that she felt that she wanted to get a couple of years ago, and she felt that Netflix severely underbid her. So the money that they offered her, she felt was not enough. She felt she was insulted by the offer. I think she called out, was it Rebel Wilson, saying that there are other white counterparts that aren't as big as her, that aren't as famous, that don't have the fan base that she has, and they're getting offered more. I think she called out how much Dave Chappelle was getting offered for, I think he had, what, a 3 or 4 part comedy special. We know that lawsuit that her and her husband sued Netflix for settled out of court because she accused Netflix of discrimination and undervaluing her in their negotiations to do a comedy special. I'm going to tell you this. I hope y'all watch this special on April 4th. Because if so, if not, we will never hear the end of it. We will never hear the end of it. Ever. We will never hear the end of it. I also hope, for Monique's sake, that y'all watch this so that Netflix can't say we told you so. This is why we didn't want to offer you all this money. We told you so. So it's very twofold. Very twofold with these people. But the special is April 4th. It's called My Name is Monique. Make sure y'all go stream that. I've always enjoyed Monique's stand-up comedy, though. I think I have a DVD of when she went to that woman's jail and did a comedy special there that I thought was hilarious. So I've always thought that. I've always thought that Monique is great. I think she's a phenomenal actress, which we've seen because Monique has an Academy Award. She played her role in Porsha's Down, okay? So y'all get out, go support Monique. Monique also went on to say that she's still waiting on an apology from Oprah. It's not coming. It's not going to come. So remember, Monique had that whole situation with Oprah and Lee Daniels and Tyler Perry. And I believe Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels, they all came to some type of agreement. Monique felt that she was blackballed all these years because she didn't want to do free promo for Precious. She felt that the three of them, Tyler Perry, Oprah, Lee Daniels, who, for all intents and purposes, are the top of Black Hollywood in terms of TV and film, she felt that they blackballed her in the industry. Remember, when Monique won that Oscar, she didn't have anything tangible, successful, worth even mentioning for a very long time. Monique was, for all intents and purposes, blackballed. I feel like a lot of that has to do with her. Monique can blame that on them, but ultimately you have to look inside, see what it is about you, what it is about your husband and that style of managing that has gotten you to this position in your career where you are an Oscar award-winning actress and you have nothing really to show for it outside of Precious. Watch the special. I'm telling y'all, watch the special. Otherwise, we will never hear the end of it. We won't. Are y'all gonna watch it? Let me know down below. If you made it this far in the video, thanks for rocking with me with all the different topics in this first edition of The Weekend. Hop in the comment section down below. Let me know what you thought about the video. Let me know what you want me to change or what you want me to add. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys next week.